Welcome everybody to the hunt, and today we shall be hunting the Lavasioth. Oh my god, holy shit. Alright guys, so before we hop in, let's just be very clear right now that Lavasioth is never and has never been fun to fight against, which is totally fine. In fact, you know what? Let's take a quick look at my Monster Hunter chart, large monster tier list. So here we are in the Monster Hunter tier list. As we can see, we have of course the Dodogama at the top, the S tier, the A tier, the B, Z, D, E, and Z. Now, most of it will be very familiar to most people, as you will see that most of it is very resembling what most people would put in these categories. I have a few strong opinions about something like Behemoth and Volcana and that kind of stuff, and Fatalis is not there for some fucking reason, but overall this is my general opinion of what I think of Monster in Monster Hunter Will Iceborne. You may be seeing that we're missing a couple of monster. Let's allow us to go down a little bit. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. And here's where I place Lavasioth. So, with that in mind, please keep it in mind that Lavasioth is probably one of my most disliked monsters. It's my second least favorite monster in the entire game. A lot of people would say Gyrototus is worse, and I beg to disagree. I think Lavasioth is so much more worse than Gyrototus. Gyrototus is boring and he slows you down consistently. Lavasioth does not allow you to attack. Now, there's a lot of things in the game that I feel like should be allowed to be a hit zone value without bouncing off. One of my biggest examples for that would be the chest of the Behemoth. If you strike Behemoth in the chest, you will bounce off. Lavasioth is Bound City, mates! You better bring a fucking Mind's Eye or Ballistic Gem into this, which makes this challenge even worse. Only because Lavasioth is terrible at hitting consistently without bouncing off. And the only way to do that is by basically forcing him into a lava position. Which is why if you're ever gonna fight Lavasioth, please do it in the Guiding Lands or something similar to that. There's a big problem in Elder's Recess where the only time he can actually, in his nest, in his lair, which is this specific area, the only time he can actively go back in to make sure we soften his skin back up is when he plunges in the lava. And it's just a waiting game. It's just a fucking waiting game. There's nothing to do here, which makes it so much more annoying than it actually supposed to be. It just takes this one way too long to get started, and you have to wait a couple of times. And Monster Hunter is all about reaction time and knowing the patterns of the monster, and you do nothing while you're doing that. On the Guiding Lands, there's no such thing as an area where you cannot reach when fighting him, and he spends a good amount of chunk of time in the lava, meaning yet you have ample amount of window without having Mind's Eye constantly rampantly. And even so, certain kinds of sharpness, I believe in Master Rank it's white, that if you're at white sharpness, even if you have Mind's Eye, I'm pretty sure you still bounce off the damn thing. It's super annoying. The hit zone values are terrible. The cooldown for him basically being able to hit is like a minute and a half. It's about as time as normal Clutch Claw, and it just takes way too fucking long. It's just annoying as shit. And while we're at it, we're also having a fucking Zerathos popping in the game and being like, hey, I'm gonna be annoying while we try to fight this fucking thing. It's so annoying. I really, really dislike it. And I can't believe they made a quest for him called named Lavasioth that gives it a lava gem. Because it's probably one of the worst monsters to farm. Because again, the hit zone value are shit, and there's way to circumvent this. You can bring a fire weapon in, you can fire a sling torch at him to make sure that his skin gets softened. But even so, why would you bring a fucking fire weapon that nullifies more your DPS than just having Mind's Eye or shooting Slinger Torch at him? And by the way, Slinger Torch, and there we go, we're dead because of the fucking Zerathos. And by the way, while I'm saying this, yes, Slinger Torch does soften his body up, but only a part of his body. And sometimes during certain monster movement and attack patterns, you can't always reliably hit the same spot, meaning that you'll bounce off. It's so fucking badly designed. I hate Lavasioth with my life and everything above it, which is why I'm running Longsword here. And the reason why I'm running Longsword is because Longsword has natural mind's eye and spirit attacks. Other weapons do have ways to circumvent this. Not all of them, but most of them do. But Longsword might be the easiest one to go with, just because it has natural mind's eye. And although it's only with certain types of attack that you'll get this, it's still a lot more reliable when you get it in other hands. As for the moves to Lavasioth, I mean, it's just Totus with fireballs. That's the only thing that Lavasioth does differently. It's Totus with fireball. That's it. There's nothing special about Lavasioth outside of that. And that is also infuriating in its own right, but I guess the developers were like, well, the gimmick's annoying enough, maybe we don't have to think about it too much. Which, no, that's fucking bullshit, mate. Anyway, for the love of God, if the only reason why you would ever need to fight Lavasioth is for, 1, completing the assignment from the story mission, 2, you get something special of an optional quest that I don't remember you can get out of that. So maybe like a fireproof vandal, but I don't think that that comes from this quest in particular. Or 3, you're grinding in low rank or high rank for the My Name's Lavasioth quest, which gives a crap load of gems. But even so, I'd say go fight Greater's Jagras instead of My Name's Lavasioth. It's a much better, so much more of a better monster to fight potentially, and you'll have a much more fun time. God damn, never let anybody say that Lavasioth is not bullshit, because it is. We'll see you guys in the next hunt.